The United Kingdom has celebrated Black History Month every October since 1987, and in honor of that, here are some powerful stories you need to know. Number 1. Olaudah Equiano, one of the most prominent figures in the fight to abolish slavery in the UK, was born in Nigeria in 1745. Equiano's parents were both from noble families in Nigeria. However, when he was just 11 years old, his father passed away, which left him and his mother vulnerable to slave traders. They were captured and sold separately. Olaudah was taken to Barbados and sold to a naval officer who took him on a voyage through Europe and North America. During this journey, he witnessed appalling acts of cruelty against fellow slaves, and this inspired him to start speaking out against slavery. In 1766, he bought his freedom and changed his name to Gustavus Vassa. He went on to publish an autobiography in 1789 which detailed the horrors of slavery. This book played a significant role in changing attitudes towards slavery in the UK, and it is considered to be one of the most important anti-slavery texts ever written. Number 2. The Grenada Revolution of 1979. On October 25, 1979, Maurice Bishop led a group of revolutionaries in a coup d'etat against the government of Grenada. The New Jewel Movement, as it was known, aimed to establish a socialist state and improve the lives of the people of Grenada. The revolution was inspired by the Cuban and Haitian revolutions, as well as the growing popularity of leftist political parties throughout the Caribbean. Bishop and his followers seized key government buildings and ousted the pro-American Prime Minister, Sir Eric Gairy. This event marked the first socialist revolution in the Caribbean and made Grenada the first Caribbean island to break away from its colonial past. However, the revolution was short-lived. Just 6 years later, Bishop was ousted and killed in a power struggle within the ruling party. Despite its brief duration, the Grenadian Revolution had a significant impact on the region, inspiring future generations to fight for independence and self-determination. Number 3. The Empire Windrush. On June 22, 1948, the Empire Windrush docked at Tilbury on the River Thames, carrying 492 passengers from Jamaica, many of whom had been invited by the British government to help rebuild Britain after the Second World War. These passengers were part of a wider movement of people from the Caribbean who came to Britain between 1948 and 1971. Over this period, around 500,000 people migrated to the UK from what was then called the West Indies. Many of these migrants came from the island of Jamaica. At the time, Jamaica was still a part of the British Empire, but it had recently gained some measure of self-government. Still, life in Jamaica was not easy, and many people saw Britain as a land of opportunity. Those who arrived on the Empire Windrush were welcomed with a ceremony at the Tilbury docks attended by civic dignitaries and journalists. Unfortunately, the reality of their new lives in Britain was very different to the promises of work and a better life that had been made to them. When they arrived, they faced discrimination and racism, but they also found support and solidarity with other Black British people who had come before them. The Empire Windrush was a pivotal moment in British history. It marked the beginning of a new era of migration and diversity in Britain. And the arrival of the Horsa in October 1948 set in motion a chain of events that would change Britain forever. And finally, number 4, the Brixton Riots of 1981. On April 10, 1981, a peaceful protest march through South London escalated into one of the worst riots in Britain's recent history. Tensions had been building in the area of Brixton for some time between the local Black community and the police. The atmosphere was further aggravated by the presence of the National Front, a far-right political party whose members had planned a demonstration of their own in the area. As the two groups clashed, the situation spiraled out of control. Looting and arson soon broke out, forcing the police to call for backups. By the end of the night, 5 people had been killed and over 200 injured. So why does any of this matter today? The Brixton riots were a watershed moment in race relations in Britain, highlighting the deep-seated tensions and discrimination faced by the Black community. They also demonstrated the limits of the police's ability to maintain order in a diverse society. The riots led to a public inquiry which made recommendations for improving race relations and community policing. While these recommendations were not always implemented effectively, The Brixton riots remain an important event in British history and a reminder of the challenges of creating a truly inclusive society. Well, that's it for this video. Let us know your thoughts. Also make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our videos. Thanks for watching.